All right, welcome guys. In this video, we're going to be talking about piecewise functions. This is maybe something that you've seen before in Algebra 2. If not, that's totally fine. So let's just jump right into it. So this here is an example of a piecewise function, and let's just break it down. Let's try to understand what's going on here. So we see this f of x equals, and then there's this bracket, and we see a couple of different functions. Really what's happening is over to the right we see these intervals, and I know it's not written in interval notation. They're just written as inequalities. These are the domains here. Okay, these are our different domains. Essentially what we are going to do is if our x value falls into one of these domains, we are going to then plug it into the corresponding equations. So my equations I'll underline in blue. All right, so say that my x value is less than -5. If I'm trying to find what's f of -10, you are going to plug that in for x squared. So if your x value falls on, first you need to find what interval does my x value fall on. Is it in this domain here? Is it less than -5? Is it greater than or equal to -5 but less than or equal to 3? Or is it greater than 3? And then you plug it into the corresponding equation. So let's move to the next slide. Let's do an example before hopefully I give you guys a chance to, it's like an interactive video, and you'll have a chance to do one on your own after. So here we have f of x equals 3 if x is less than 0. F of x equals x minus 5 if it's greater than or equal to 0 but less than 5. And f of x is equal to x squared minus 4 if x is greater than or equal to 5. All right, so let's just start. I'm going to kind of go in a random order here. Let's do f of 0 first, then we'll do f of 10, then let's do f of -1, we'll do f of 5, f of -4, and we'll finish it up with f of 2. All right, so first things first, f of 0. So my x value is 0. Well, what interval does that fall on? That is going to be greater than or equal to 0 but less than 5. So then I'm going to plug in 0 to x minus 5. So f of 0 equals 0 minus 5, which of course is -5. So f of 0 is -5. All right, let's do f of 10 now. So 10 is our x value. 10 is, what interval does it fall on? Well, it's greater than or equal to 5. So I'm going to plug it in here to x squared minus 4. So f of 10 is equal to 10 squared minus 4. That's 100 minus 4. That's 96. So f of 10 is equal to 96. All right, f of -1 now. F of -1, -1 is less than 0, so I'm going to plug it into this 3 right here. Well, there's no x. There's nowhere for me to plug it in there. F of x equals 3. That's just a horizontal line where your y value is always 3, or your f of x value is always 3. So f of -1 is just 3. Okay, it's just 3. That actually will trip people up the most. That's what I've found. All right, f of 5 now. F of 5, well, x value is 5. What interval does it fall on? It falls on x is greater than or equal to 5. So we'll plug it into x squared minus 4. 5 squared minus 4, that's 25 minus 4, which is 21. All right, 21. Now we'll do f of -4. -4 falls on the interval of x being less than 0, so I'll just plug it into the corresponding equation. Well, that equation, there's no spot for me to plug in the x. It's just equal to 3. And finally, f of 2. 2 is greater than or equal to 0, but it is less than 5. So we'll plug it in here to x minus 5. 2 minus 5, that is a -3. All right, good luck on the work that you guys are about to do, and I hope that this helped.